Alright, how we doing, people? Hope you're all well. What did I do with the jaw? I can't get it. Alright, everybody, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the like. Trying to use my other hand to play and it's not working. So, to hold it like that. That's awkward. Hi, Greavesy, how you doing? Welcome in here. Hope you're well. Hope you've all had a good day. Alright, Tony. Hi, Gert. What do you mean? I've not seen you for a long time. I had to take all the spanners away because I just needed to make sure that it was just someone's been messing around, so I took them all away, but it's nothing personal on you or anything, but yeah. So I'd let you know. What trolls are you talking about? There's a lot of trolls out there that are just sick in the head, some of them. Yeah, why have you been getting trolled or something? Hello, Jeffrey. Good to see you again. I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you doing? So I've been looking into something actually, which might be of interest to some people out there, but yeah, I'll talk about it in a sec. I hope this thing doesn't end up wearing away really quickly because there's this like rust on it, and it's just I don't know. It didn't cost me much though, so basically, I've been looking into this like therapy that people could potentially use. So I thought I'd talk about that for like things like respiratory problems. So whatever I do or say not right, and they then mention me in posts and state lies about me on their channels. Yeah, that's what some people do. They just try and make you look bad and whatever. And no, I'm sorry, I'm not having people join. I don't. This is just my own thing. I'm not having guests on, unfortunately. But yeah, well, I don't know. It's just this thing is kind of a bit rusty, but it's just I can't really do anything about that. So it's like I haven't seen you for like nearly a year or something, and you just kind of come in and you're just like, "Hi, Edwards J4D. How you doing tonight? You improved massively, Jamie. You should be proud of yourself. Okay, thank you. Um, are you still there? I thought you'd just gone or something, but cool. Um, anyway, but yeah, I'm just I don't usually have people on my lives. It's been a while since I've had somebody on actually, really, but yeah, it's nothing personal or anything. It's kind of like rusty. I don't know, but hi, Jadine Arnold. Good to see you again. How are you doing? So I want to talk a bit about something that's was looking into in a sec, but yeah. Sorry, I meant Jeffrey. What do you mean? What are you saying? What do you mean? I don't know. I don't know if Bon Jovi did that. So basically, there's this thing called postural drainage that I was looking into. It's something that people could possibly use as a way of helping to get rid of mucus or something. What I said above, I agreed to the wrong person, Jamie. Okay. All right. Okay. So, like, if you've got like cystic fibrosis or maybe like asthma with a lot of mucus in your lungs, can potentially help with that. Maybe pneumonia, something like that. So it's just something I was looking into. Not everyone's gonna, you can't, not everyone can necessarily do it. There's certain precautions and stuff, but just something to look into if you have any of these conditions. You get a lot of like mucus in your lungs. It can help you to breathe better and just feel better. So there's a lot of people out there suffering with these conditions and stuff. So yeah. Oh god, I keep getting like I had to keep wiping it and stuff. It's just kind of gross, but when I first played it, I couldn't do it. But then it just kind of clicked. It's just gotta keep practicing. It shouldn't take too long. Yeah, it's just a fun little thing. Got 1,900 subs. Can't believe it. And yeah, I have respiratory problems and have had pneumonia loads over 11 times and been in a coma twice over the last 4 years. Oh, blimey. Yeah, so I'd say like, yeah, look into what a thing called postural drainage as well as what is it called? Percussion. That's something that they do like the postural drainage, which is to help try and drain it out, but they also use percussion. So you have somebody help you with that, where they'll just like basically just tap you on the back, and that's meant to help break up the mucus to help it to drain out. But by doing this postural thing where you lean forward, lean over, I mean, it can. Yeah, smoking isn't good for that. Yeah, but that's something that you can do if you get any kind of sign of these sort of things to help kind of get the mucus out, so you can cough it out basically. So that's something that may work, but it's just something to look into. But yeah, there's a lot of people with different conditions like COPD, asthma, um, that sort of stuff. Like I said, there was cystic fibrosis, pneumonia. I don't know. Is there any more? But yeah, anything that causes like mucus that can cause shortness of breath, and then you can just kind of get some relief, just by expelling the mucus out. But yeah, just gotta try and But yeah, roll ups, not great. It's probably I guess it's somewhat better than what is it, the ones that you get in the packets. Okay, Mr. Con M. I mean, I wouldn't recommend really sort of smoking anything, to be honest, if you can help it, because putting smoke in your body is like it's bad for your lungs, and the more you do it, the worse it is. So yeah, just one thing that it's bad how like you get the young people just trying to pressure others into doing it, and then I suppose you got the whole vaping thing now, haven't you? But a lot of people just get into vaping at a young age now, and it's just normalized. But vaping, I don't even think that's particularly safe either. Like a lot of people try and make out like that's safe, but I don't think it is really, is it? Things can go wrong with that depending on what's in it and stuff. So gotta be careful with these things, really. Yeah, 38's not old, really, is it? It's only 8 years older than me. So, but But like I said, if you ever get in these kind of respiratory problems, then yeah, a thing called what is it called? Postural drainage. In fact, I'm gonna have a look and see if there's any benefits for like can it help clear what's it called? Like tar or something, whatever. See if it can help with these sort of things. And it says it can help clear mucus from the lungs, but it's less effective for thick tar or residue, and is most effective when used with other airway clearance techniques like coughing, breathing exercises, or percussion. Postural drainage uses gravity to help move mucus from the lungs into larger airways so it can be coughed out. Because there's like this cough, what is it called? Cough receptors or whatever. When it gets to a certain point, then you can cough it out. But the problem is it can be like too low down, and then it can just not come out properly. So if you're finding that there's a lot of mucus, then look into postural drainage. And yeah, it says postural drainage and percussion. So percussion is when they have someone just pat you on the back whilst you're doing the postural drainage to to break up to break it up so it can come out easier, and you can just cough it up. So something I've been looking into. So I thought I'd mention it. And yeah, but there's some research on it to look into. So yeah, you've got to make sure it's the right thing for you. I've heard people with like blood clots, they should stay away from it, possibly, like the percussion thing. I'll just have a look and see, like, and bad for people with history of blood clots. Yeah. So it can be dangerous for people with a history of blood clots and is often contraindicated. The primary concern is that the physical manipulation of chest wall percussion, or the changes in blood pressure from repositioning, could dislodge a blood clot, causing a potentially life-threatening pulmonary embolism. Blimey, that's not good. What are the alternatives for people with that? Because yeah, like it says, in individuals with a history of blood clots, postural drainage and percussion can be dangerous, especially with an acute pulmonary embolism, which is a clot in the lung. The aggressive nature of percussion or the changes in body position from postural drainage could theoretically dislodge a new or fragile clot, leading to a life-threatening event. Instead, safe and effective alternatives like active cycle of breathing techniques, ACBT, or positive expiratory pressure, PEP, therapy can help clear the airways. So yeah. So let's see. So yeah, basically, so talking about like, it can cause deep vein thrombosis in the legs to travel through to the bloodstream and lodge in the lungs. It's known as a pulmonary embolism. Unstable vital signs, the techniques are generally contraindicated for anyone with an unstable cardiovascular condition, which includes a recent or acute clot. Bleeding risk. A history of clots often means a person is on blood thinning medication, anticoagulants, which increases the risk of bleeding. The force of percussion could also cause bleeding in the lungs or other areas. So, yeah, safe alternatives for airway clearance. The following techniques are less forceful and do not require the same level of postural change, making them safer for people with a history of blood clots. A respiratory physiotherapist can help tailor a specific regimen. Active cycle of breathing techniques. ACBT is a series of controlled breathing exercises that you can do while sitting upright. This method uses different phases to loosen and move mucus without relying on gravity or intense physical maneuvers. The cycle includes breathing controlled, gentle, relaxed breathing to prevent breathlessness. Thoracic expansion techniques, deep, slow breaths to get air behind the mucus. Forced expiratory technique, huffing, a forced exhale through an open mouth to move mucus from smaller to larger airways. So yeah, so there's all this stuff like on about that. I'm not gonna keep reading, but yeah. But it says here about obviously hydration is important as well, and humidification. So things like inhaling steam can help to break up mucus and help get it out basically, and yeah. But that was something I was looking into on postural drainage basically. So this could be done like say when you start getting like signs of like pneumonia or just like any kind of like respiratory problems in the lungs, like where there's a lot of mucus happening. So, but you've got to be careful, make sure that you don't have any conditions that would be contraindicated. So, yeah. Um, anyway, I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Share this out if you can. That would be really appreciated. Um, Yeah, I like to always look into like new things to try and see what there is to help people with like certain conditions and things. And this may help certain people, but it's just yeah, obviously you want to make sure that you go see a specialist and just be responsible because yeah, you don't want to end up getting yourself into any sort of bad situation. So yeah, so I don't know how long I'm going to be staying on here tonight, but we'll see if anybody else joins in. And yeah, we've got 7 people, 7 likes. Thank you very much, everybody. But yeah, so what do you all think then? Is that something that if you have any like conditions, maybe it's something you might want to look into? Not telling you to do it right now because it depends on your health and stuff, and it's just go and maybe see a doctor or something and see if they can something that could help you with yeah. And there is like breathing techniques that people can use for like things like asthma and stuff like that, and any kind of like respiratory problems like that, where it's like it can help. Like there's this thing called the Oxygen Advantage, a channel that kind of explains how to properly do like nose breathing and things like that. I've also heard that like humming's meant to be good for like improving just like oxygen efficiency. So that's something that I was looking into as well. And it's saying here humming may help with asthma symptoms by increasing the production of nitric oxide in the sinuses, which helps improve airflow and can act as a bronchodilator. Research shows that humming increases nitric oxide levels by up to 15-fold compared to quiet exhalation, suggesting it can improve ventilation in the paranasal sinuses. Practicing breathing exercises such as a bumblebee breath that incorporates humming may also help, but it is crucial to consult a doctor before using this as a treatment for asthma. So basically, it's saying that it can act as a bronchodilator. So I guess that means it just relaxes the lungs or something, like kind of, as opposed to this bronchoconstriction, which is when they're tight, there's more tension basically. So the vibrating sound from humming can help push trapped air and secretions out of the sinuses. This improves the exchange of gases between the sinuses and nasal cavity. It talks about lung function. The improved airflow and nitric oxide levels from humming can lead to better lung function and breath control. Reduces sinus issues by improving sinus drainage. Humming may help resolve sinusitis, which is often linked to asthma-like reactions. So yeah, so it could be something to incorporate. But humming's just something that's generally good for you. It's something I would probably recommend doing anyway, just because of the yeah. Anyway. Anyway, how we doing tonight, everybody? Hope you're all well. Let's get this shared out if you can. But I've already put it on the screen, so yeah, I don't know. I'll give it a few more minutes, see if anyone else shows up, but I don't know. Maybe they're just all like sick of watching me or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're busy sorting out Halloween. I don't know. I don't know what's going on really, but it is what it is. Yeah, how are we doing tonight, everybody? Hope everyone's well. I just put out some new shorts today. Put out a few today, actually. Been quite busy, like trying to get some new shorts out because, sort of like recording some cool little videos. Been doing some like fitness stuff. Been really improving on my fitness lately. Just great, just seeing progress. But they say like how that can slow down pretty quickly as you become quite advanced, because as you start getting towards your natural potential, that's when diminishing returns start to kick in, and that can be quite disheartening for some people because they're like, and it can just be like, yeah, people can struggle to keep going when they're just seeing the results are slowing down and having to put all this work in, they're putting more and more work in for like less outcome. And it can feel a bit sort of, yeah, but you just got to like do it because you love doing it kind of thing and find some enjoyment in it, really. And yeah, should just try and just learn to enjoy the feeling that we get from that. It can help to reduce stress and help with sleep and things like that. I was looking into meditation's effect on the cortisol levels, and it's quite interesting. So it can significantly reduce cortisol levels, basically. So I should try and make some content about that because it's something that can help a lot of people out there they have a lot of stress levels and stuff, and Because when cortisol is high, testosterone tends to drop, and things like human growth hormone and other things are down because your body's stressed. Um, all right, so it says here about meditation may increase testosterone levels, but primarily by reducing stress, which lowers cortisol levels that can suppress testosterone production. However, specific increases vary by study, and some research shows no significant change. One study noted a statistically significant increase in male participants' testosterone levels after meditation from an average of 5.85 nanograms per ml to 6.27 nanograms per ml. So that's yeah. I mean, so let's see how much is that in the grand scheme of things. 5.85 ml per ml testosterone. So like, yeah. How much? How much testosterone? Is it nanograms per ml? It says that's DL, not well, there's DL and then there's ML or something. But it says like between 250 to 1000. Thank you for the 11 likes, everybody. So 250 to 1000 is the typical range, but it's saying that about an average of 5.85 to 6.27. I mean, I don't know, like what I mean. I don't know, but it's a bit confusing, really. But so I wanted to know, like, what increase testosterone. So like, see what it says, because the theory is that lower cortisol increases testosterone, higher cortisol lowers testosterone. So basically, like, if you have a lot of stress, then it might benefit you more or something. I don't know. So just trying to find out like the actual yeah. It says here why meditation is critical to becoming a badass. It says here, whenever I heard someone talk about meditation, I could feel my testosterone level dropping. Meditation is a tool by which you can learn. See what. This is Tim Billy. I remember I've seen like he does like a podcast or something. sort of thing. But meditation can be seen as this kind of yeah. So basically, like so it would make sense that it increases testosterone. I would have thought, but the question is like in terms of how long of an effect that is. But people are saying about it can help increase muscle mass. Um, Testosterone levels also rose with a steeper increase observed in the meditation group. The findings suggest mindful meditation. So yeah, let's see what else. It says here mindful yoga may lower testosterone levels in women. Well, lowering, but that might be good for women if they have like polycystic ovarian syndrome, which that would not be something you want. So maybe it has the opposite effect in women. Maybe it increases estrogen in women or something. I don't know. I'd have to look more into that as well as to whether that could help for women with like, is it called PCOS or something? Um, it says about it can help manage stress, improving quality of life, and helping to regulate hormones in individuals with polycystic ovary syndrome or PCOS. By calming the body's stress response, meditation can mitigate symptoms associated with PCOS, such as insulin resistance, anxiety, and irregular periods. So that's something that women can maybe look into if they've got that sort of those sort of issues. Um, and it says about like insulin and androgens or something, and saying that mindful yoga practices reducing testosterone levels and improve androgen levels. Hope you're all doing well. Um, yeah. So it's saying like it can reduce testosterone in women up to 29% over 3 months, but also improving anxiety and depression symptoms. These practices can be a useful complementary therapy, particularly for managing hormonal imbalances without the potential side effects of some medications. Um, so maybe it has the opposite effect in women or something. Um, it's saying it can improve, it can decrease testosterone in women with conditions like PCOS. It's not a direct testosterone booster for all, but regular practice helps create an environment for healthy hormone function with benefits to sleep, circulation, and stress hormones like cortisol. Specific poses and breathing techniques may offer further support. So, yeah. Anyway, so it seems to suggest that things like meditation, mindfulness can increase testosterone in men, at least, anyway. Obviously, if you're a woman, you probably don't necessarily want to increase your testosterone. If anything, you probably want to decrease it if it's high. So, yeah, it's all about balance of hormones, depending on what your sex you are. But for men, they want probably quite high testosterone. A lot of men are looking to like optimize their testosterone. So one of the ways you can do that is to lower your stress, and doing things like meditation can then have an indirect effect on testosterone by lowering stress, and lower stress tends to lead to more testosterone production. So yeah. Anyway, is anyone still there then? Hope you're all well tonight. Hello, people. Is everybody okay? So yeah, I probably won't be staying on much longer then, unless I restart and do another one. But I don't know if there's any point to that. I could always try, I guess, but we'll see. I'll just start up a new one, I guess.